Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in to this Fox 10 News Gulf Stream. I'm reporter Natalie Williamson, joining you here in our live stream room right now. Well, today we're going to be talking about a story that we've been covering for a couple days now about a man named Johnny Bowman Jr. He's an owner of Bowman's Auto Air in Semmes, who was shot 5 times by officers after police say he opened fire on them inside his business in the middle of the night. Now, investigators say this all happened Sunday at 3 a.m. at Bowman's Auto Air on Moffett Road. Semmes Police Chief Todd Friend says one officer was grazed by a bullet in the lower back. Bowman was taken to the hospital, where close family friends tell me he remains tonight. Now, right now, we have just uncovered these 911 transcripts that we got from the Mobile County Communications District, revealing what Johnny Bowman Jr. and other callers told the dispatcher. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first call that came in. Now, the timestamp up at the top, as you can see, is 3:06 a.m. Now, in the transcript, Mobile 911 says, "Mobile 911, what's the location of your emergency?" The caller, we know this is Bowman himself. "Hello, 911, yes, what's the address?" Bowman then says, "I've been shot." He then gives the address and tells the dispatcher, "I'm bleeding bad." 911 says, "Okay, stay on the line. Do you know who shot you?" And Bowman says, "I don't know." Then 911 asks, "Are you at a business?" He says, "They were in the building. I saw flashlights," and the shooting started. 911 says, "Okay, are you at a business, sir?" Bowman says, "I'm at a business, yes." Then he tells him the name of the business, Bowman's Auto Air. Then 911 repeats the telephone number. Of course, that's redacted. 911 says, "Let me get you over to medical. Stay on the line." And we see Bowman saying, "Please hurry." And you can see he is breathing hard. Now, a few minutes later, it appears another person actually called 911. This is at 3:14 p.m. Now, right now, the other person who made the call, it appears they were inside the building, but right now it's unclear who the person is. So the person says, you can actually hear someone talking in the background in this call. The caller gives the address. Of course, the name is redacted. They say, "I need an ambulance here immediately. I have someone here who has been shot." 911 tells us, "Yes, they've been notified. I'll get you back to medical. Give me just a moment." Then the caller's connected to Mobile County EMS and Fire, where they then again ask the location of the emergency. The time is now 3:22, and we can see this call right here. This is the same person that just made that second call that's inside the building, and you can see they're asking when an ambulance is going to get to Bowman's Auto Air. They then provide the address again, and 911 asks, "What's your name?" And you can also hear, according to these transcripts, someone was talking in the background. 911 repeats themselves because the caller did not respond to the question of "What's your name?" 911 then says they do have the call. They're trying to get some assistance to you, and they ask for the phone number. They then are transferred to Mobile County EMS and Fire, again asked for the address of where all of this is happening. Now, this call comes in at 3:30. Bowman calls 24 minutes after his initial call and is slurring his words. It says, of course, Mobile 911, what's the location? You can see Bowman is slurring his words. He's giving the address. He says, "The police are here. I've been shot. I'm bleeding everywhere. Somebody gotta get me to a hospital." 911 is asking just to stay with him, asking his name. He says, "I've already called." 911 says, "Stay with me. I'm going to put you back to the paramedic, sir. What's your name again?" Your phone kind of cut out. Well, again, Bowman is slurring his words and saying it's hard to talk because he's been shot. Now, Bowman then says, 911 says, "I understand, sir. I'm sorry." Bowman responds, "No, you don't. I need somebody to get me out of here. Take me to a hospital." The call goes on, and now again, we are going to his third call that was made to 911. Again, this is Bowman. This call was actually made nearly an hour after his first call, which was made at 3:06 a.m. Bowman says, "Look, I just got this phone to work. I'm at 7461 in Semmes, and these blanks are accusing me of shooting them. I didn't shoot anybody. They shot first." 911 asks, "Who shot you?" Bowman responds, "The police in my bed." 911 then asks if you need medical. "Do you want medical to get over to the scene? The police have been notified." Bowman then, you can see here, it seems he's a little bit muffled. He responds, "Let them in here. They are trying to clear this place like some criminal has been in here. They came in my building and never identified themselves. All I saw was lights. I turned the lights on in my trailer and they started to shoot." 911 says, "I understand. Do you want me to get you over to the police, or do you want me to speak to medical since you're shot?" Bowman says, "I don't care who I talk to. If I stand, it starts to pour blood." So he's saying he's not able to move because if he does, he's going to start bleeding out. Now, we did speak to Chief Todd Friend in Semmes. He's the Semmes police chief just a few days ago, and he told a different story. So let's take a listen to what Chief Friend had to say.
But when they got in, they announced their intentions, started searching the place. And then they found the camper. They were going to look in the camper as on their way out when they noticed movement inside, and they started announcing to whoever was inside the trailer to come out. And that's when Mr. Bowman opened the door and just opened fire.
Now, there is another call that came in just a few minutes after Bowman's third call. And this is coming from someone else. And right now we don't know who this person is, but it seems they are calling on behalf of Bowman. Now it says, "Mobile 911, what's the emergency?" The caller then provides the address for this, saying, "I'm calling on behalf of," and 911 is saying, "Okay, I'm gonna get you over to the police department," and Semmes police answers, and this is the last call that came in that we have received transcripts of. Again, that makes a total of 6 calls that were made that night. Now, I also did speak with Chief Friend just a little bit ago, and he told me 2 officers were at Bowman's Auto Air that night while gunfire started. He did tell me after that happened, there ended up being 6 officers on the scene, none of which he says are on administrative leave. Now, again, we are continuing to look into this, and we know the Mobile County Sheriff's Office is also investigating this. They did say they will not be speaking on this while it's under review, but we are hoping to gather some more details into what unfolded this night. We know these 911 transcripts definitely play a part in this and telling the story, but we will definitely keep you guys updated as more information comes in. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and have a good rest of your night. Thank you.